This is an old radio, cassette deck, DVD player and CD player from Philips, and it didn't function any longer. So I took it apart and tried to repair it, but these devices are, in my opinion, often unrepairable. And the reason is that there's always some microprocessor inside, and that has to get a certain voltage to one pin or something, and when that one or only bit is not present, the whole thing doesn't function any longer. So I took it apart also to find whether there is something inside that could be used. Here's a beautiful old radio inside. It has FM and AM, so I'm going to take that out. Perhaps I'm going to use it. There's a good transformer. It's still functional. Often these transformers burn out because they are directly connected to the main supply during 24 hours a day, and the on-off switch is electronic. So it's a hidden current user, and it takes quite a lot of current when you calculate it. So I think this is not a good way of switching these devices on and off. But the question in this video is, are the speakers usable? Often these speakers in these kinds of radio and CD players are from a quite good quality. They are modern. They often possess a good magnet with a strong field, and they are made to operate in a small room, a small plastic enclosure. This speaker indicates 3.5 watts, but when I tested it I found that it only can handle approximately 1 watt without distortion. But my experience with these kinds of speakers is that they are very useful as broadband speaker in a small radio or in a small hi-fi audio set, and then especially as a background speaker. So don't get too high expectations from these speakers, but when they are in the background connected to an amplifier and they have to deliver a small amount of energy in the room, let's say 1 watt or so, or 500 milliwatt, they can give a good sound and add a sort of spatial effect to your system, your audio system. This is also in my book, Audio Amplifiers and Loudspeaker Boxes. I found that these speakers are in fact a little bit too, let's say, not strong enough. 1 watt is in fact a little bit too small to operate as a background speaker in an audio system. But for instance, on the workbench they can be used when you put them in a wooden box with enough room. Let's say 20 centimeter high and 20 centimeter depth. So that's the best thing to use these speakers. Here you can see that the middle cone is made from let's say very thin metal, and that's done to reproduce the high frequencies well. So now a very small demonstration from a few seconds. I hope it will work. Perhaps it's disconnected now again, the speaker. I don't think so. I wanted to demonstrate the sound. Oh yes, here it is. One moment.
We can't deny, like the fact that I will love you till I die.
and we can hear that the bass response is reasonable, and also the high response is reasonable, but you could hear that there was already some distortion when I operated this speaker on a 1 watt amplifier. So 500 milliwatt is, I think, good to operate these speakers on.